I'll wrap the intro.
We're trying to attract people.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Just thought I'd remind you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We want people to actually listen.
Yeah.
My bad.
Two minds, no masters. Two minds, no masters. Two minds, no masters. Two minds, no masters.
Welcome back to Two Mics, No Masters. Loud music, louder opinions. This is Andy.
I'm Patrick.
Today's episode, like bands that have great debut albums and sophomore albums that didn't quite live up to that hype.
That's correct.
Yeah. You want to give it a shout out first, see which one made your list?
Yeah.
Was number one?
So, this is probably not going to be shocking. First band I'd like to talk about is Life of Agony. River Runs Red was a great record.
Amazing.
They really came out the gate and made a great record. And then the second record, I was not a fan of. And so I went back and I revisited. I listened to River Runs Red and then Ugly. And the reason I did that is because I thought, maybe I'm just being unfair. You know, maybe it's better than I remember. It is not. I know that their debut set a very high bar. With that in mind, I think Ugly missed in so many ways. I'm not sure what they were going for. I mean, it's kind of
I think it's the album they set out to make, though.
That's probably
So-
true, but that...
Yeah, so it's like, yes, it was disappointing for us personally because who wouldn't expect something really heavy still? And when that came out, it was like, oh, I remember halfway through the first song, I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. It was total shift in obviously the style of music, but they toured on that record even recently. It was like the 30th anniversary of the records or something like the 25th maybe. But it was like, so people actually do really enjoy the record. But for myself and obviously you personally, it missed, like you said, missed the mark.
Yeah. I don't like that record at all. I tried. I wanted to be fair. You know, I wanted to be fair coming into it. It's just, it feels weak to me.
There's a few tracks I do actually kind of enjoy, but I would never like put on the album to listen to really. I feel like, unfortunately, it lost me in the first song. It's repetitive and too long for me.
Same.
But it kind of drags on for me.
Because I wanted to love it.
Of course, yeah, who would not be? I love that band, and unfortunately, that's one of my least favorite albums.
Yeah.
So
I've made reference to this before about Life of Agony only having one good record. And I stand by that because I think that first record was outstanding. And in my opinion, I think they've built an entire career on that record. I
feel like the problem with them is, yes, that one album is just incredible. It's a Deserted Island album for myself. I love it. So it was a huge shock when they came out with Ugly. It was like, what happened? But then they released, I forget what the third album was called, Soul Searching Sun, which was just, honestly, it was even more of a departure for me. And I just didn't like anything on the album. But then after when they came back, they made more like, I don't even know how to, it's more rock influence, but it still has some heavy drive to it. I like those albums actually a lot. I like those albums a lot better than Ugly. So
Interesting.
yeah, so, but it wasn't a shock anymore. I was like, well, I know they're not going to be really heavy anymore. So I was fine with that, and I put on the record. It's a good record. It's not meant to be heavy. It's not meant to be. It's just meant to be good. Mm-hmm. It's just solid records. you know. So I like they have 3 newer ones. Some aren't new anymore, but in that style they play, I like that.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Yeah.
don't think I was necessarily expecting the same record as River Runs Red. It didn't, nothing about it really. I mean, that's not fair. Like you said, there was a few
Yeah.
tracks that, I was like, oh, not too bad. But overall, as a record, it like I said, felt weak to me. But maybe that's exactly the record they were trying to
Right.
go in a different direction, and that's cool.
I'm sure they weren't like, oh, whoops, it wasn't super heavy. You know, I mean, I'm sure obviously it was written for a purpose. You know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bands, try different stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. They lost me at that point.
Yeah, I mean, because I think sometimes like bands, because obviously that was their debut album, they played probably those songs for a long time. Mm-hmm. I know they had like demo tracks and all that, like Depression and whatever. But sometimes like the debut album's been with them for years already, but to the listener, it's brand new.
Yeah.
So you think, oh, they're just going to carry on with this, but they've already in their mind shifted that mindset to not be that band anymore.
Yeah, they're already 3 levels beyond that.
Right. So it's kind of like it's just different perspectives from listener to band.
Yeah.
You know.
And I suppose a band doesn't want to always be known for their earliest material,
Yeah, like some stuff before that's a little. Some stuff is really good, and some stuff's like, it's all right.
Right.
But then when they really found their groove, I thought, but literally, actually, they're so groovy, like they have this like heavy, like, I guess groove metal is what they kind of could get put into, even though I think they're hardcore. But where was I even going with it? What was I just saying? So they kind of like, yeah, they hit their stride with that album, and then they kind of just like, I guess, I don't know, because from Ugly even to actually, this is kind of something I just thought of now. From River Runs Red to Ugly was a huge shift, but it was even more of a greater departure, I think, from Ugly to Soul Searching Sun.
That's true.
I just thought of that as we're talking now.
That's true. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I don't hate Life of Agony. I actually, it's the opposite. I really like that first record. It's classic. I think I hated on it, the situation, because it was such a disappointment for me, and I think I had expected. I don't know what I expected, but it just didn't, And
Closer to River Runs Red.
It's like, you hurt my feelings.
That we used to take stuff so personally back in the day.
Yeah, you hurt my feelings. I'm not listening to your band anymore.
I'm gonna cross my arms and stay on the corner.
When in reality, every time I hear them, I'm like, yeah,
exactly. Or you see them live, they still crush live.
Right.
They're awesome.
Good point.
Yeah.
So, everybody calm down.
But I do feel like, though, also when they play some of the Ugly stuff, some stuff is cool live, but some stuff it's a downer in the set. It's kind of, for me personally, obviously people enjoy Ugly and that's great, but for me it puts everything. It's like a mood shifter for me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the energy is very different.
Yeah. But
I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah. But it's going to get worse in a second, so.
Is it going to get worse?
It is.
Okay.
You ready for this? All right.
Let me have it.
So, my number 1 was Life of Agony, so I'm going to my number 2.
Okay.
Hatebreed. To me, Satisfaction, great album. You can't take away its massive impact on the hardcore scene. It just literally changed everything after that. And I was super into it. Obviously, their shows were insane back in the day when we first got into them. It was awesome seeing them. Yes. It was dangerous. It was scary.
Yep.
All the time, especially if you saw them in Connecticut or something. It was ridiculous. But I played that, and it was a CD at the time. Played that so much, where people would be like, "All right, like that's enough," But it was so short, you could just play it a million times. they toured on that record for 5 years, and they made a massive name for themselves. And then they put out a new record called Perseverance. And for me personally, I was like, honestly, I was like, that's it. I expected from what they had already laid down and what I had read them say, their influences were like Suffocation and obviously other hardcore bands like Mesh into One. And I didn't understand. I thought it was going to get, I suppose, they get heavier. Like they had a much better production. So that sounded better. But the actual songs themselves, it was kind of a bummer for me. I was like, I just wanted more. So I don't know. For me personally, it just didn't hit. The next record after Rise of Brutality, I liked more than Perseverance. So personally, for me, Perseverance was it just didn't hit me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bit underwhelming. You're right. The production was better.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the production got really
1,000%.
Yeah, it was good. But the songs themselves were a bit underwhelming, and I suppose it's hard to capture that. That first record seemed so perfect, especially for that style.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think like we're the minority on that. People love Perseverance.
Totally.
That is if it wasn't for Satisfaction, that'd be the most beloved Hatebreed album. So. No.
Yeah, it's considered one of the greatest.
Yeah. And that made them huge. Even more huge, that album was. They toured, touring machines, those guys, so they definitely earned their success. They played nonstop anywhere, so it was cool.
Yeah, I think a good part of their success is they just grind it out.
Oh,
they
for
work
sure.
hard and.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for number 2?
So. The next one that came to mind was Marauder. Their debut, Master Killer, is very similar to Hatebreed. Master Killer is considered a perfect hardcore record for some. I think it's an outstanding record, but their next one, the one that came after it, the name is escaping me right now.
Oh,
like five fingers,
not 5 fingers, five Venoms or something.
Five deadly venoms.
That's
Thank you.
5 deadly fingers. Yes.
Yeah, five finger discount. Yeah. Was a disappointment for me. I mean, an argument could be made that it was just as good. I say no. That'd be a hard argument to convince me. It just didn't hit for me. It wasn't as good. I felt it was sort of a weak second effort. It doesn't necessarily mean I think it's terrible. I just, Master Killer is such a...
Oh, it's just monumental.
Yeah, it's exactly an influential record. I think the bar was set so high that it was probably damn near impossible to do that again. So
Right. Yeah.
take it as you will.
Yeah.
Calm down, people. Don't come at me.
So my third choice, because somebody else stole my first one, is one of my favorite bands, actually, Suffocation. Effigy of the Forgotten was so nasty and so groundbreaking that and so this is different because the problem with this album, Breeding the Spawn, is the production is so bad. It sounds like it was literally recorded in like a tin can.
Yes.
It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Like who? I don't understand when a band like makes an album. I'm not a band member, so I don't know. And I actually am curious. How do you finish recording an album and it's played back to you and you go, yeah,
That's the one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the mix
like,
right there.
Really?
It's like, did you even not finally master it? I don't know. I want to love the record too. You know?
The actual music is awesome.
You want to love it, but I agree.
It's unlistenable.
Yes.
And I told you this earlier, but they've actually taken pieces like a song or two here and put it on other records they kept coming out with to like say, well, we've remastered the whole thing because it's on every other album, and that drove me nuts. I want just that album remastered on Spotify so I can play it all the way through, the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
They have some of the heaviest riffs ever, but I never take them into account because it's not an album anymore. Because I can't listen to that album. And I know some other people don't care about that. That's cool. But for me, it's a hard no because it sounds awful.
I'm not always pro remastering. In this case, I would love to hear this remastered.
Mm-hmm. In its entirety.
Yes.
Because the problem with that is...
Don't tease.
2 songs on this album, 2 songs on that album. Well, those 2 albums have different recordings. So the whole entire album is remastered, but every song's different.
In different sessions.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I want the whole thing to sound one way. So
I don't think it's an unreasonable request.
I don't think
Can
so.
Somebody in the suffocation camp do something about that, please?
yeah, can you guys like contact me and we'll start a GoFundMe or something?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Is that what it is? Like,
Yeah.
you just get enough money to record a couple of tracks.
I get it, but
Let us know, is what I'm saying. See if we can't make Andy's dreams come true.
oh my God, that'd be amazing. I have a suffocation tattoo, so work with me, people. Huh? Come on.
Yes.
Super fan.
I won't tell you where it is. Suffocation. Oh, inappropriate. I know. I'm sorry.
My God.
No, I'm not.
No.
The next band I want to talk about in this, the Cro-Mags. So Age of Quarrel, hardcore, canon, just classic, pretty much a perfect hardcore record, I think. A lot of people's introductions, especially people our age. And then the second one, Best Wishes, there was some personnel changes and, that we'll probably never talk about this because it's been talked to death. The inner struggles with the band themselves. But Best Wishes came out and it was a completely different sound and essentially just a different band.
Well, Harley was on vocals, right, on that one?
Yes.
Entirely?
Yeah. And just everything sounded different. The songwriting was different. It was just it was like a different band.
Definitely.
With that being said, I think Best Wishes is a good record.
From what I remember, it's more metallic, right?
Yeah, it's more metallic.
I think I like them more than Age of Quarrel. I just said that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because you know me. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But I was like, oh wow, and I thought Harley did a good job vocally. To be honest, I was like, oh okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good record.
But I know what you're saying because Age of Quarrel is literally like one of the top 5 like hardcore records of all time.
Probably, yes. So. And it's, with that being said, it's one of my favorites. But Best Wishes is also a good record. It's just different. And so, like, when I first heard, and the reason I bring it up is because when I first heard it, I was so disappointed.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this? And it was years. And then I went back and revisited it. And I was like, okay, I actually...
How long after did they release that? After Age of Quarrel, actually, I'm wondering.
That's a great question. I don't know. You want to look it up while okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
That'd be rad. I think Best Wishes is... I got to see them recently down in Connecticut. With Harley fronting and Dom plays for them now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which is cool to see. And, they did that record and it was great. It sounded awesome.
Okay.
It was killer. Got myself a hoodie. Thanks, guys. And it was great. But I was so disappointed because it wasn't Age of Quarrel. So I don't even know if it's not really a bad second release.
No, it's not about It has actually nothing to do with best wishes. It has to do with
Expectation set, I think.
yeah, from Age of Quarrel, which,
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I mean, I think everybody was expecting another Age of Quarrel. you
Right.
know,
Of course.
And it wasn't even close. It was just.
And think about Harley and those guys carrying on. That's gutsy.
Totally.
Like, I mean, I assume like the audience changed everything after that, because
I'm sure they lost some fans after that.
right. It was 3 years after,
Okay. So a lot happened in 3 years. You know?
and then three years, which is a completely different record again, is Alpha Omega. So
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Which was not. I did not care for that record as much as the others.
It's funny.
It would be
yeah.
1, 2, 3 in that order for me. You know?
Yeah, and I dig that record, but it took me a while. I went back to it, revisited it, and I was like, "Oh, this," because I went into it like, "Oh yeah, I really don't like it, but I'm gonna check it out anyway." And I was like, "Oh wait, this is really good."
It's essentially a metal record.
yeah, which is why I'm like, "Cool,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
good."
yeah, Eddie loves it.
Yeah,
I know a few people have said it's their favorite stuff too, which
Yep.
is crazy to me. But you
right.
know,
I love it.
it's this argument has been made before, you know, but I think it's worth repeating. For me, it was about the expectation, really.
Of course,
Yeah.
right? Which is probably all these actually. In all fairness, is about the expectations.
Totally. What else you got?
My next one is New York hardcore legend, the Madball.
Yeah.
I mean, again though, set it off, set the bar unfairly high
Yes.
for themselves. And they came out with Dropping Many Suckers, which I hate to admit this, but took me, because I used initials for the record, DMS. I was like, well, duh, hello. So I'm ashamed to admit that, but it took me this long to realize that. But it just didn't hit the same
What,
for
the
me.
DMS part?
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, because I wrote it down like that. I was like, yeah, it took me that long. I'm like, oh, these guys know that? No, I would let them know. But, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a pretty cool coincidence.
You guys know?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Freddie.
Hey, just want to let you guys know.
Yeah.
A little bit of information. No, the songwriting, everything. I don't think they had any personnel changes from the records, but
Yeah, I don't know about that.
but for me, it just didn't do it for me at all. The style of everything, the production's completely different. Freddie's voice, I feel like it's different. It probably actually is a better sounding record, I assume, just because production wise, usually it gets better on the second record. But for me, the rawness and just the ferocity, however you want to say that, is just better on Set It Off to me, because it's just real, it's raw, it's like in your face, and that's it. You know, that's why I love that record. I actually just heard Freddie say on an interview that he doesn't care for his voice on Set It Off, and I was like, man, I think it's awesome. I think it kills on that. You know, so
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
That's pretty much my exact opinion too. And it's not even DMS isn't even a bad record.
no, it's not that. It's again. It's funny now getting into this many albums on our list. We're like, oh, actually, it's because these other albums are literally classic, monumental, like groundbreaking records.
Yes.
So it's like themselves can't. Usually, it takes them like a few albums to kind of get back in the groove and like start making amazing records again. You know, but
Yeah, I think this seems to be a recurring theme with these records that we're talking about. Is the first release sets the bar so high that it's impossible to hit that mark. So it's the second is going to inevitably be seen as a failure. When
right
maybe,
when yeah,
artistically, maybe it's not a failure. You know, maybe I don't know.
agreed.
Let's see. I have one that may be super controversial.
Sweet. Let's hear it.
But I think I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll go to something else instead. I think another example of setting the bar really high is Earth Crisis. Their debut, Destroy the Machines, came out. It was unlike most things heard at that time. I just think they were heavier, harder, faster than a lot of, that style. Lyrically, they were just, drawing that hard line. And then the next record came out. They just, again, they set the bar really high. And then Gamora's Season comes out. And again, not a bad record. It just didn't hit. It didn't, for me, just didn't reach the level of Destroy the Machines. And I'm not even a huge Earth Crisis fan. So, it was, it's not a record that it's actually, I rarely go back to. Yeah, I don't know. Another case of expectations being impossible.
Yeah.
Probably my expectations as a listener.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
But is that unfair? I don't think so.
I don't think it's unfair, no.
No, because if you put out a record, then you can do it.
Totally. You already, exactly. You did that once.
Right.
And maybe that alone, that attitude, that they're just going to consistently...
Right. Yeah, it's like we're not AC/DC, we're going to make a different record,
Or even, I don't know that I expect the same record. You don't want to hear the same songs over and over, but I suppose you can never really recapture that magic,
Right.
It's a lightning in a jar thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Anything else you got?
Yeah, I got a few more.
All right, cool. Let's hear it.
All right. Next up for me is Sworn Enemy, The Beginning of the End. This came out after As Real as It Gets, which to me was awesome. Another one just ripped my face off. It was so nasty. Like tons of massive riffs, like whole tough guy thing. Almost some lyrics like tongue in cheek, You're like, okay, this can't be for real. But they brutal. Like shows were off the like just totally insane. Everyone's just going nuts for Sworn Enemy. They were getting big off that album. I think they played Ozfest. Yeah, again, their live shows were just incredible. They were so good, so much energy, and I don't know. It's, again, bar set super high, and then they come out with the next album, and I'm like, oh, really? Like it just wasn't even. I don't know. It just again, it hit different. It didn't have the same impact or kind of brutality or great songwriting that I thought they had in the first one. To kind of just, I don't know. It felt rushed to me too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like the same attention to detail was put into the second record.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I think I don't remember the second record, which I think says a lot. That it left didn't really leave a mark on me at all. I think it's fair.
Because I even think the first record could be in discussion for a perfect record. So
okay.
It's just so good. There's no skips. It's just like, it's banger after banger after banger. It's like, oh my God. Like, if you like that certain kind of, I guess they were tough guy hardcore back in the day, but just what you wanted from the band, they delivered every time. I do think this album is their kind of weak album in their catalog because, they continue on with the Sworn Enemy sound. So it's pretty, what you want is what you get. But that one kind of like lags behind for me. So
sometimes, and I know you can't really say this after two records, but I think sometimes bands get in a rut where they fall into a sound that they're good at, and that people respond to, and but doesn't break any ground, and starts to sound a little washed because it's sort of the same sort of things
Yeah.
over and over again, and there's always a danger of that.
Yeah.
Again, after 2 records, but if you're saying something, the first record was a perfect record, I mean, it'd be difficult to make another perfect record.
Exactly. Right.
I think that's a good conversation to talk about bands that have made multiple perfect records.
Oh, there's definitely some for sure.
I can think of a few that have had runs of
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 in a row that were
Oh,
just
absolutely.
almost flawless, or
Yeah.
flawless.
But like for Sworn Enemy, I think they picked it back up after that. So
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a band. I've seen them live a few times. I've definitely listened to their music, and I'm not knowledgeable enough to really know their full catalog,
Yeah.
you know?
I've seen them in, I think, pretty much just about every stage of their career.
That's cool.
So it was like, you know, they definitely had their lineup changes and stuff like that. But, you know, just seeing them as like, you know, kind of, actually I saw them at Bill's Bar across from Fenway. It was literally, who opened? I just saw the opener the other day, who it was. Because I was checking it up, see who opened for it. I can't remember who opened the show now. But it was another bigger band that got bigger. But obviously Bill's Bar holds like maybe 100 people at best. It was the opener, I can't forget, they got bigger. But then Sworn Enemy and then Hatebreed. It's like, why? Who put the show on at Bill's Bar? Who allowed it? You know, it was out of control. But yeah, seeing them like then, and then seeing them like later on, like smaller clubs and bigger places. I seen them. I think I seen them at Ozfest. I'm pretty sure. But you know, it was just cool to see like different waves of their career and different times they were at. So, and they're still going. So it's been like probably almost 30 years for that band. Yeah, pretty close.
So I have a couple of potentially. How many more do you have?
2.
You have 2.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one that is for fans of the Descendants. Their first record I love a lot. They are essentially the pioneers of like that melodic hardcore sound. So Milo Goes to College is the record, their first one. And that was essentially in my opinion, that was their peak. Like I'm not sure how many records after that, 4, 5, more maybe, that I just don't care for. They do have one, it's like a reunion record with Milo, that's pretty good. But it just, they could never, ever put out anything that just was that. It's pretty much a perfect, if you like that style of hardcore, that melodic style, then
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, you know, it's just, they were just never able to, again,
Capture that.
Yeah. They put out a damn near perfect record, and that's it.
Yep. Right.
And people could argue that the other records are good and cool, you know, that may be true, but in my opinion, they were just, it started and ended there. All right, what do you want me to go again, or do you want to go?
How many do you have?
There's one more that I want to talk about. There potentially 2, but definitely 1.
Okay. Yeah, I can go because then I have 2. So, Rage Against the Machine. I feel like the first album was cool. It was a good effort, and it was a solid album, and it was something new and refreshing. You know, obviously, like, you know, Zach being from Inside Out, and Tom Morello was in what band was he from? Why am I drawing a blank now? I don't know. Someone can obviously let me know. One of the OGs. But their first record I thought was really cool. It was like, oh, this is something new and refreshing and different. I dug it. It's obviously some songs are played on the radio, but I'm like, I like the sound. Yeah, I was all about it. I'm like, yeah, cool. Saw them. I was like, great live show. And then they put out Evil Empire. I was like, oh, wow, this is already boring. I was like, cool, I can play these weird noises with my guitar. Okay, it's already getting old. I don't know. I just and then just the lyrics, just the repeating of the lyrics over and over and over again, got me honest to me. I was kind of over it at that point. Yeah, it just literally did absolutely nothing for me. I was bored, so that was it for me with those guys. But I still go back to the first record, and I'm like, yeah, it's a cool record. It is definitely different, and I know they get a lot of hate from all like the metal guys and all that stuff, and like whatever, I get it. But first one was cool, second one not so cool.
I love that take, actually. I agree. I think the first record was really good, outstanding for all the reasons you said, and then the second one was just, again, not to overuse this word, but underwhelming. I think it just, I don't know why, you know. All the records following that, actually, there's two more, I think, after that. They just couldn't capture that first record again.
Yeah,
you know?
it was just, they had some magic on the first one.
It was,
to me.
yeah.
But then that's you and I saying that, and they got huge.
Yeah.
So they did something right, obviously.
I don't know that
You know what I mean?
necessarily them getting more popular is an argument for their music getting better. You know what I mean?
No, right, because if you think who it appeals to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just that they were maybe they were making more palatable music for people, and so they were more exposed, or maybe the PR was better, or just maybe
Right.
again they were riding the momentum off that first record. You know, and it just
It just got kind of old.
It did.
Like the lyrics and everything is like, all right, because the first one was cool. They obviously stood for something, which I thought was cool. But then after a while, it got too political for me. I'm like, I'm over it.
I love the political piece of it. I love the lyrically. I loved it. I thought that it was fresh and it was new, and you just touched upon something that I didn't even consider. Maybe it was fresh and new, and then it just quickly got stale.
Right, because that style of music, which you're not a fan of, like, say, rapcore, and they're obviously rappy. They have that style. They got old quick. Really quick. You know, it's like, that's what it was. It was new and refreshing for one album. And then it was like, this is the same thing, kind of, but not done as well. So I was like, okay, I'm already over it.
That's my beef about a lot of it is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. You know, argument can be made, you know, the reference to rapcore, I think the argument could be made that first record was well done.
Yeah. Right. Because like Zach's voice, he knows how to sound good.
Yes.
Like laying down a more hip hop kind of style vocal over guitars, he sounds good.
Well, yes, and he has actually a hip hop record. I don't know.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that. You could tell though that would work because his voice is made for that.
Yeah.
You know, and he can yell too, which is great. So.
Yeah, he there's a group called Run the Jewels.
Oh yes, okay.
Which is LP and Killer Mike. But he's done. Zach has done some guest appearances on a couple of tracks, and they're great. So he has some real talent there. I think the politics are part of what makes that record important and different. But it didn't get any fresher, didn't get any newer.
Right, right.
It seemed like it was the Rage Against the Machine seemed less ragey as it went on.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everyone says they became the machine.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
They just got so huge. It was like whatever.
It sort of took on a life of its own and turned into something I think it was never intended to be.
Right.
You know?
Oh, for sure. First time, I don't know if you saw them at the Civic Center that time, but they played 2 days in a row. Tickets were $14.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. It
Yeah.
sold out in like no time. But
No time. Yeah.
$14 Rage Against the Machine. It's insane.
And I think I can't remember if that was before they played like Lollapalooza tour. And
Yep.
They, I think it was all during that time of that that first record.
Yep.
Then you're right. They got
Yeah. It's like,
so the band Death.
are they hated as much? They're not, for putting out Symbolic, or The Sound of Perseverance, as Carcasses for putting out Heartwork. Because to me, that's the same kind of shift, and I feel like people love the Death transition, but not the Carcass one.
A great argument. Agreed.
You know.
I think, and we talked about this, the shift with Carcass and how people were so upset. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what? Melodic death? Like, what is this?
How dare you make a beautiful record?
Yeah. Exactly. And both of us consider it a perfect record, I think. I think it's a perfect melodic death metal. And I will say this, if you listen to a lot of bands, you can hear the direct influence. You can hear, and sometimes they're directly ripping off some of those riffs. You know, play them a little bit different, but they're essentially these Carcass riffs. Or if they've never heard these riffs, they should probably go and hear them, because I hear it all over a lot of this more modern stuff that we're listening to. So, you know, thank you for that. But when it came out, people were so mad.
Yeah.
But Symbolic did the same thing, moved into progressive territory.
Yep.
I wasn't necessarily a fan of Symbolic. It was not my favorite material. But people weren't nearly as critical of Death for doing it.
Right.
As they were for Carcass.
Exactly.
Maybe the shift was just, you know, pre-Heartwork. Carcass was very different.
Because what came out before Symbolic? Was it Human?
I want to say Human, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Which I love. I think it's a great record.
Yeah.
Maybe perfect.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just something I was thinking about, because I know Carcass really caught a lot of hell for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I don't think Death did as much, like we were just saying. So.
But I remember hearing Heartwork. Heartwork, yeah. Heartwork at the time and loving it.
Oh,
like, this is so nasty.
So good. The production, everything was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally the opening riff to Heartwork is like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
How do you not love that immediately?
And I think there was, like, the initial response was probably shock, and they were like, what the hell? But I think it created a shift within death metal, you know?
Right, because before...
Production was now it started getting better.
Because before, death metal was supposed to be like, you know, how it was before, like Carcass necroticism, like, or, you know, it's supposed to be just like heavy, brutal riffs. Like, oh, there's tons of melody in that stuff, and they incorporated that, and then other bands followed, and it just became a genre.
Yes.
So,
good job, Carcass.
Yes, love it.
Great record. If you're not familiar with it, I recommend everybody check that out. Actually,
well, actually, Symbolic came out after Heartwork, I believe. Yeah, was that 95? Yeah, so actually, Carcass did it first. The shift, I believe.
So maybe by the time Death did it, it was people were already.
I believe anyway. Because I think Heartwork came out in 93.
Look that up, so we're not talking out our ass
like idiots.
Yeah. These jerks. Giving out. It's fake news.
That all right?
What do you got?
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, Symbolic came out in 95. I was right. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Heartwork came out in 93.
I wonder if that was an influence.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
I had some curveballs in here too, like some classic rock bands and some other stuff. But we'll
I have one more still.
Oh,
but-
do you?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
A band that obviously people love, one of the biggest metal bands still, Lamb of God. Their first album, to me, that shifted everything too. It sounded so different. The drums sounded different. New American Gospel, that record rules. I remember hearing that and being like, this is incredible. Everything sounded different. It was nothing that came out before. I'm like, how do these guys even think of this? I don't even know. But I'd seen Burn the Priest, their original band, in '98, the Milwaukee Metal Fest, and being blown away. They played the Relapse record stage. They killed it. I'm like, who is this band? And then a couple years later, I don't know if it's a sticker on the album that said, or I just found out that, Burn the Priest is now Lamb of God. Have a new record out. I picked it up and I was like, this is awesome. It sounds so different. The drumming style, everything. And then going to see them, their live shows are insane back in the day. And then hearing As the Palaces Burn, and again, yes, the album is really good. The production is terrible. Terrible. I'm like, why? I just don't understand. I can't grasp the purpose of it. Like, why wouldn't you, after that, follow it up with a great production record? I don't know. It just boggles my mind.
Every record after that just didn't. It was a little less good I don't want to say good. That sounds terrible. It's not what I meant. It just didn't. I wasn't feeling it, man. I really fell off after that first record.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I just wasn't. The longer. I just, each new record that came out, I would give a listen to, and I just was feeling it less and less. And
Wow.
that could be actually more me than that.
Yes, because the production got way better.
Yeah, the
after that.
production got better, but I don't know that.
Like Sacrament, I think is awesome.
Yeah.
What's the other one too? It came out. The first four I liked a lot.
Yeah.
After that, kind of dropped off for me. But
I'll have to go back and really give it some time and listen to it again.
yeah,
See if I feel the same.
Great songs.
Yeah. That first record got played a lot.
I know, because it mixed, like, 'cause I feel like American metal like that mixes just straight up metal with breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Shallow's Fall always did that. Kill Switch, like I said, Lamb of God, Unearth, God Forbid. So it's kind of like, I feel like it's an American thing, even though, I don't know, do other bands have? I'm trying to think of like Arch Enemy or something like that. Like, they're more straight up, like, focus more on guitar solos and stuff like that. But they definitely have some breakdowns too. But I think it's more of an American thing, I don't know.
Maybe that's an episode of that particular time period of American metal.
Yeah, like 2000 to 2004-ish was like a really amazing time for metal.
Yeah.
I would say even beyond that a little bit too, but
Yeah. Cool.
sweet.
Cool. I don't. I mean, I think there's a few more, but I don't think I need to get people any more agitated. Anyway, I'd like to know what other people thought of our opinions of this. Are we right on? Yes. The answer is yes.
Oh,
Yes, we're
obviously.
right. Yes,
Duh.
we're right. Are we crazy?
Also yes.
Also yes. Interpret that however you need to interpret that.
It's funny, I was thinking this too. Like, when you talk about people like older than us, probably a good 10 years older than us, when like Metallica came out, Kill 'Em All, they were all about it. And then Brian Lightning came out, I've heard two people were like upset about that record coming out. They're like, what is this? And now we think of Brian Lightning as this like masterpiece.
Yes.
And they were like, this is garbage.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not as fast or whatever. And it's just like, it's so funny.
Master of Puppets. I was going to put on my perfect. That was.
I had that. It's on mine too.
Did you?
But
That's goated.
exactly.
It's like one of those records that I figured I thought it was going to be on your list. That's why I took it off.
It's funny though. It is perfect, but like there's a couple that are just songs that are just, they're good. They're really good, but they're not great songs though.
Yeah, I think overall the record though, you can kind of overlook it. It doesn't make you necessarily want to like skip the song though. You're just like, oh, it's not quite as good as the one that's coming
Yeah,
up next.
like Disposable Heroes.
Right. Anyway, do you have any others?
That was it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So why don't we wrap it up? This has been 2 mics, no masters. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys. Appreciate it. Every episode now is up on YouTube. If you want to click like, subscribe, and share it, that'd be awesome too. Appreciate it.
Sweet. See you next time.
Later.
No masters, 2 mics. No masters, 2 mics. No masters,